In the history of revolutions, there are unforgettable moments, scenes that remain etched in the collective memory of nations. One such moment, which filled Sudanese hearts with pride and inspired the world, was the day the Atbara train moved toward the sit-in square in Khartoum, carrying revolutionaries, chants, and hope. It was not just a train, it was a moving message, a declaration that the revolution could not be stopped by distance and that the people's will could travel on tracks just as it did in the squares. In 2019, while the streets of Sudan echoed with anger and calls for change, a powerful scene was unfolding in the north, specifically in Atbara, the cradle of the Sudanese labor movement. An old train, carrying within its carriages a long history of struggle, set off toward Khartoum. But it was more than just transportation, it was a symbolic declaration that the revolution had reached the point of no return. Atbara is not just any Sudanese city, it is the capital of the railway, the heart of Sudan's railway network since the British colonizers introduced it in the late 19th century. However, Atbara was not just a railway hub, it was a center for labor activism, where railway workers played a crucial role in resisting colonial rule and shaping major political movements in Sudan. It was no surprise, then, that Atbara was the spark that ignited the revolution. On April 23, 2019, the Atbara train set off toward Khartoum, packed with revolutionaries, chants, and flags. This was not merely a journey, it was a symbolic march that recalled how trains in Sudan had always been part of major political events. Along the way, people waved at the train, as if bidding farewell to an old era and welcoming a new dawn. The train's arrival in Khartoum was not just a celebratory moment, it was a declaration that the revolution was no longer confined to the squares. It was spreading along the railway lines, connecting cities and uniting the people under the banner of change. As the train approached the sit-in square, thousands gathered, awaiting the historic moment. And as soon as the train came into view, the crowd erupted in chants, "Atbara is here. Atbara has arrived." These were not just words, they were a symbolic affirmation that the Sudanese Revolution knew no retreat and was destined to succeed. The train has always been a part of Sudanese identity, celebrated in many folk songs that romanticize long journeys. But in 2019, it became a symbol of resistance and struggle. In that moment, it was not just a means of transport, it was a witness to history unfolding before everyone's eyes. The Atbara train was not just an event in the Sudanese Revolution, it was a reminder that means of transport have never been mere mechanical tools, they have always been part of the stories and struggles of nations. From the very first moment, the Sudanese people amazed the world with their peaceful and organized revolution, marked by wisdom and patience. It was an يمزقون الليل بالحانات في دنيا الفتور والجاد ملتهب يؤد حياله نهج وجيد موائد خضراء تطبح بالنبيذ وبالورود لهب من الشهوات يجتاز المعادن والسدود هل يسمعون صخب الرهود